Abby, you wrote an incredible piece for The Bulwark. Why is Mitch McConnell afraid of this man, referring to Lev Parnas? We know he's associated or connected to Rudy Giuliani and the president, but Mitch McConnell? Kevin McCarthy? Help us understand.
Well, Mitch McConnell doesn't have any connections to Lev Parnas, but Mitch McConnell is trying to put on a trial over articles of impeachment he hopes to dispense with quickly, to have a unified Republican vote, and to acquit the president. The longer this process takes, the more of a chance that we learn more revelations in this, ready for it, second state and federal criminal investigation that is Russia-related and circles back to President Trump and his associates. We know the SDNY and the FBI are looking into Rudy Giuliani's involvement with these men. He received $500,000 from Lev Parnas, who court filings say last week has limitless funds, resources, foreign funds, has taken $1 million from Russians. And if you connect the dots back, this goes straight to the free election meddling work that Giuliani is doing for President Trump. This is what Mitch McConnell does not want us to be talking about.
So one more time. President Trump might not be paying Rudy Giuliani, but Rudy, he's getting paid.
With Russian money. To meddle in the 2020 election, we all have been told by the experts, Stephanie, that the Ukraine collusion theory is a Kremlin disinformation operation that is now being serviced by the likes of Senator John Kennedy and these other willing Republicans to talk about this. But this spreads, if you look at the investigation, who is being contacted or subpoenaed into Ballard Partners in Florida, one of the most influential donors and lobbying groups, not only in Florida politics or the epicenter of Trump's electoral strategy, but really important people in the Republican Party in Florida keep Trump donors. The pro-Trump super PAC, Devin Nunes, has been working with Lev Parnas since 2018. Former Republican Congressman Pete Sessions has been testified before a grand jury about taking money from Lev Parnas and then writing a letter critical of Ukrainian Ambassador Marie Yovanovitch to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to try to help get her fired, the bidding of Rudy Giuliani, which he takes credit for as recently as last night. If Pete Sessions, the former congressman, has been testified before a grand jury, why has Congressman Nunes not also been contacted by the authorities? He likely has. So this spreads all around Trump world. But most significantly, you have to follow the money, and this is the revelation from last week, that Republicans don't want to become part of this trial. They don't want more revelations here because Russian money is funding Lev Parnas, who's been paying Rudy Giuliani to do the work at the direction of Donald Trump, the president. And Parnas, his lawyer says, will testify that he did everything at the direction and for Trump.
If all of these dots get connected, then what you're laying out is worse than the president and his aides seeking help to get dirt on the Bidens from the Ukraine. So if these dots are connected, it would be devastating. It would impact the 2020 election.
It's extremely problematic if for McConnell to rush to an acquittal if he wants to protect his Senate majority, if this were to blow up later on in the year. They rushed to an acquittal in January, early February. This blows up in some horrible way later on in the year and threatens all 6 or 7 Republicans up for re-election and threatens his majority. That's something McConnell is calculating. But I add in the piece that it's clear from the intimidating comments from the Attorney General this week, who has the power to stop any indictment.
Okay, this is what I want you to dig into, right? Because Bill Barr, Mitch McConnell, what ability will they have to influence what's happening in the Southern District of New York?
Well, Mitch McConnell can. He's a Senate Majority Leader, but he might be hopeful that the comments from the president intimidating FBI Director Chris Wray on Twitter last week, as well as the comments from the Attorney General Bill Barr, will so chill the work of agents who might be looking into a second extraordinary, unprecedented Russia-focused criminal probe into what was once a presidential candidate and now a president. Bill Barr has essentially said, the FBI is so broken, we can't do this again.
Chill them, or will it inspire them to double down?
Well, in my piece, I have quotes from Jeffrey Berman, the U.S. attorney, when he announced the indictments of Parnas and Fruman, he basically said campaign finance law violations are no small thing. This is the corruption corruption with foreign money of our political process, and voters deserve to know where everything is coming from. They deserve a fair process. They've been emphatic about their independence and their commitment to the rule of law, but just remember, Bill Barr does have the power to stop any indictment. And so lots of questions are circulating about whether or not Rudy Giuliani will ever be indicted, or will just be sort of this cloud over him as he runs around to do interviews on Fox News.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.